Addies, losers. No, I'm just messing with you guys. No, how's everybody doing out there? Mama and Kid coming back to you again for characters why I like them. This is day three. Back again. I just recited a line from the character I'm here to talk about today. Guys should know me. I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. Pretty much, and pretty much here I'm here to talk about the one of my favorite characters from Street Fighter 3, the new generation. And what I'm here to talk about is none other than Alex. Yeah, that's one of his lines. At ease, loser. Um, Alex was a really cool character that I liked, and when you got to know his story, um, if you read pretty much the Udon comics and things like that that went deep into his stories, it was really fun. Um, Now we all know one thing. Alex, he first appeared in Street Fighter 3, and then Second Impact and Third Strike and things like that. Um, but Alex pretty much grew up in Manhattan, New York. He he didn't really know his family, his current family, really too long, and he really he really looked to his friend Tom, um his friend Tom's father, like a father, and things like that. And Alex used to train a lot at the gym that they went to. He trained himself really hard before, and he was learning everything about fighting, from Tom himself. Tom would treat him, and being that his friend Tom was a military veteran, it helped out a lot. And pretty much one of the big things that Tom treated him was, trained him in the art of wrestling, Greco wrestling and things like that. So we got to see that a lot about, you know, uh, Alex. He trained himself really hard. He got really big, and but he really uh, learned the art of grappling really fast um, from his best friend, and his mentor. Um, Unfortunately, something happened to Tom. If I remember correctly, Tom got injured in the tournament, um, and that that he wanted to uh, Alex wanted to enter the tournament to face off against uh, the champ. Unfortunately, uh, he tried to win every match. Unfortunately, he encountered a certain character with a red bandana, and like we all know how that ended, right? Um, so that kind of ended badly, but he wasn't upset about it. Um, he and Ryu, as always. What one thing I've always loved about Ryu is he doesn't trash talk anybody he defeats. He basically encouraged Alex to go home, hone his skills better, and seek out worthy opponents, just like Ryu has always done. And Alex took that really, and he kind of became obsessed with fighting Ryu again. So that was pretty much kind of interesting indeed. Um, the funniest thing about Alex, in terms of, like I said, he reminds you of a certain um, famed wrestler from the '80s. And it's kind of funny because if you look at him, when you play with him, if you ever play a game with him, Alex, he rips off his shirt like a certain brother wrestler, and there's a scene where if you have him and the big guy Hugo, the big German Hugo standing, they pay homage to WrestleMania 3 with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. So it's kind of cool. Um, Alex to me was everything that Zangief was not. Zangief, uh, Zangief had explosive speed. Alex had speed. He was fast. He was strong. He was quick. He had fluent moves. You know, um, some of his moves were just so fluent. Uh, his personality was kind of funny though. He he kind of is. He's very confident about his abilities, and he kind of has a kind of an ego in a sense, but he kind of calms that down after a while, later on. But like I said, he had a lot of power moves, like power bombs that were similar to Zangief's, flying power bomb. Um, he used a lot of wrestling attacks like DDTs and German suplexes and uh, chops and things like that. I always loved playing with Alex. I always play with Alex, and I loved his moves. You know, the Alex was he's among the few characters, in my opinion, guys, that has not really made a lot of appearances in any of the Street Fighter games. It's really funny and really sad in a sense because you would figure that this guy would he's a I would love to see like a confrontation between him and Zangief or somebody like that, but we never got to see that because he only appeared in, like I said, Street Fighter 3, all those versions of Street Fighter 3, which a lot of people downplay for some reason. I never understood why a lot of people didn't like Street Fighter 3. I loved it. He was in a fighting series called Capcom Fighting Evolution. If you remember that game, he was a playable character in that. He was a playable character in Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and that was it. He's never been in any of the other Street Fighter games, but every other Street Fighter 3 characters have been in, and it kind of bothers me that he's not he's not he's not in other Street Fighter games. I'm hoping somewhere in the future, he does make another appearance in a future Street Fighter game. He is a very good character, and I thought Udon, you know, wrote him pretty well in the comic series. And if you just look at him throughout the game history of his game history, he is a cool character. He doesn't fight dirty, he but he does what it takes to win. He wants to win. He does have a very pretty much you can kind of say a very aggressive way to win. He wants to win, and that's why he's become so obsessed with fighting Ryu again and beating him. Now, can I say it's a fat chance that I happen? This is Ryu we're talking about here, and but I dug Alex. This is not the first time I've done a character from Street Fighter for characters where I like them, but I thought it would be time to bring somebody from Street Fighter 3, and Alex is one of them. I love Alex. I thought he was a cool character. I hope we see more of him in a future game. Yeah. But other than that, guys, for all my Street Fighter fans out there, you tell me what you thought about Alex. And like I said, I wasn't talking to any of you guys out there. Just remember, if you ever played Street Fighter 3, that's one of his lines, "At ease, loser," with that strong New York accent he had. So it's Alex is a cool character, guys. But other than that, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. And other than that, you guys take care. And I'll see you guys next time on Characters Why I Like Them Series 2. Y'all take care.